got funny to step back.
Perfect. I love your hair.
Oh, thank you. It's a girdle.
How was your trip?
It's good. Yeah. So I'm still in San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah, I would definitely rather.
Hi, hon. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jasmine. If you're new here, I show everything lifestyle, beauty, and fashion here in the Pacific Northwest, like the Seattle, Tacoma, Washington area. I'm so glad to have you. So let's dive right into it. You saw the title. How did we get here? Nobody talks about how hard it is to pivot and change careers in your 30s, especially when most of your experience has been in one thing. One thing. I just did my makeup, y'all. I've been trying to get back into it. I'm going to show you my outfit. I have on something that I brought yesterday from H&M as I'm practicing with cute casual. And with cute casual journey is going to be a lot of like tank tops, but quality jeans, nice tennis shoes, a lot of accessories, earrings, hair done, makeup done, but still comfortable is the route that I'm going. But anyway, like I was saying, y'all. So I moved out here to Seattle. So Seattle is a very liberal state. I'm from the South. I've never been in such a liberal place. And so this is very much free for everybody. Everyone's welcome, and we're out here, but we're not in the corporate space, which you guys know that we're normally not heavily in the corporate space. So I've been in corporate America, so finance, retail banking, in that space since I was 19 years old. So I worked my way up to being a branch manager of finance, of banking, and I've worked for some of the larger institutions. So like, the largest bank in the U.S., Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. I've worked for all of them in leadership roles. I became a leader for them starting at 21, assistant leader. Then I moved up to senior VP leadership. And after 11 years inside of banking, I stepped out one time. And in me stepping out that first time, I had to go back. I had my daughter. I needed that 9-to-5 life. But even then, I was in a leadership role for Sherwin-Williams. And so that, went well for some time, or while it served its purpose, until I had my daughter. My first company had me moving around as I was growing. I was moving to different cities and getting promotions. And then when I moved out here almost 2 years ago, I told myself that I wanted to get out of banking and I wanted to try something different. So I landed an opportunity doing something different, getting out of banking. Y'all, baby, they told me that they wanted change and they wanted to bring someone on with a different set of eyes, and that they wanted to go a different route, and that the people were being stagnant and they wanted someone that could push them and kind of shake it up a little bit. Well, let's start with shaking it up. I'm coming in at a senior leadership role, and I'm the only one in there, me and one other person. So even when they tell you they want you to shake it up, but you are, of a certain ethnicity, shaking it up still comes off very intimidating. Little did I know that my first experience with stepping out of banking after the last 6-7 years would I be let go in my 90 days. So in my 90 days, it was no write-up. It was like 3 conversations, and they were like, this is not a fit. So I let go of working at one of the larger institutions with a 6-figure salary to go and, of course, make 6 figures plus with this company, and then in 2 months let go. So then, of course, I've never been laid off before. I'm scrambling. What is going on? And I'm like, okay, so now I'm scrambling looking for a job. So now I landed another job, but then I go to a teeny small company. Go to this small company. So it's an unofficial contract. They're like, we want to see how you do. I was replacing somebody that was retiring after 38 years. And they're like, okay, well, we've never hired nobody for this role. We're a small company, 2 locations. Boom, 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 bop. So they bring me on. Girl, honey, I'm with them. They're nitpicking things like, you didn't capitalize this. Baby, we got bigger fish to fry. It's work to be done. And if we're worried about capitalizations and commas, we're worried about the wrong thing. But see, I started identifying, letting them know, like, y'all not following this policy, y'all not doing this, y'all, baby, what? Ooh, this ain't right. But then now you guys are talking to me about commas and capital letters when there's a lot of other things that's going on wrong. So that ended. And so when I say unofficial contract, they were like, we're experiencing, we don't know. And so they really had one person in there in a department when it should have been several people in a department. And I was the senior person and the only person in that department. I was the only black woman working for that company. Needless to say, no conversation, no write-ups, 8 months, let go. So now I have been let go twice in a year as I try to pivot out of all of the experience that I have, which is banking. So with that being said, where are we? You guys saw me do like a little snippet of an interview this morning before I kind of like got certain parts of my house together. And so I do have an offer to go back to what I was doing before, but I'm asking myself, am I giving up too soon? Am I throwing in the towel, running to safety way before the time is due? Like, Jasmine, you stepped out. Now I'm landing the jobs. The jobs are getting got. The pay is there. You know, I'm getting big girl roles. But between it being liberal, between these being bigger roles, between these being me being like in leadership positions, and then trying to understand the type of people that I'm working with, but also learning and wanting to pivot, it's like the timing is not there, the connecting is not there, but my skills are transferable enough to do a lot, you know? So I am on the fence of going back because as a mom, I want that security, but still that little glimmer, little piece, very tiny, that's telling me, Jasmine, give it some more time. If God, the universe, and everything aligned allowed you to get 2 opportunities out of your field, and you've been praying and manifesting and fasting and seeking this for years, and it happened, and these 2 didn't work out, but it gave you experience in other aspects, maybe it'll work out somewhere else. Well, now they're asking me, what's going on without a hopping and bopping and jopping? You was here, you was there, you was everywhere. So I'm having to tell them, you know, the truth. One thing about it, 2 things for sure, I ain't gonna lie to nobody. I say, listen here, that first job, out of the 90 days, they said they ain't like me. They said, that's what I tell them right in the interview. So now you guys are getting life of unemployment Jasmine as I continue to try to pivot and maybe try to hold on before I decide to go back to what I know. I've had several businesses. So here's the thing too. So I had several businesses, and in those businesses, it was like this. I had my base income, which was the banking, the finance, the corporate America. Had that, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Now I'm just going to get other things going so I can have what? Multiple streams of income. Okay. So now everybody know that entrepreneur not for the weak. Now, I never quit my job. Well, I done quit some jobs, but I never quit my job with the anticipation that I'm going to be 100% entrepreneur. I've always done things with the intentions behind stack the money, keep your credit good, start a little business on the side, a little hustle. So I've had a cleaning business. Cleaning business did good. It was generating about, within 6 months, we were on the track to make like $3,000 a month, but within 90 days, we're making about $1,015 extra. When I say we, I mean me and my ex-husband. But we already was making, decent money. That's already 2 incomes right there. We let that go because we moved. So then I started a product line. I started a product line with a few friends. It was too many ideas and too many minds. If we're being honest, I was thinking big because I had the stability to fund big. They were thinking small. Unfortunately, they did not have the financial capacity to do more, but they had the labor, the hand, and the patience to be able to make the product. So it's like too many people, too many ideas, too much happening. We ain't even friends no more. Baby, they gone. Anyway, then I had a lash business. My lash business was doing well, but I realized that in my lash business, I actually had the lash business, but I'm leaving one job to go to another job, and I'm like, well, this double work. The purpose is that we ain't supposed to be slaving. That's the whole goal right there. But that business was doing good. People was booking. And then I let somebody write. I don't know if now lash clusters are out. I do my own lashes. Lash clusters are out. You guys, I'm not gonna lie. Lash clusters just came out. Jada Waiter did a drop or whatever. They started coming out about, people started talking about them more around, I'm gonna say 2023. The last 2 years, people, why did I go and buy inventory, start a brand? It was called Likeable Lashes. Start a brand, and child, getting ready to sell lash clusters about a year and a half before they became that girl. Now, somebody was like, oh, you don't have a following, you're not that big, it ain't gonna sell, da, 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 da. So I never launched it. But I had my clients coming in. I kind of tapped into training people. Since I had so much management experience, I started teaching people how to do lashes, and I taught one girl, and she really enjoyed my class, and I felt myself going more into that aspect before I moved. So I had to let that business go because of the simple fact that in certain states, you can do lashes and not have to go to esthetician school, and Maryland was one of those places. And here in Washington, you got to go to, they don't, baby, what, you ain't been well for 9 months? It's a no-go. So I'm like, okay. And so then I jumped out on a bigger leap of faith, the biggest one I've done. So, the product business, the cleaning business, the lash business, they were all, I could tame them and watch. I watched the cleaning business grow from month 1, 2, and 3. Like I said, by month 4 and 5, we had 10, not 10 contracts. We had 5 contracts generating about $3,500. Then my lash business was doing anywhere between an extra $500 to $1,000 extra a month, and I was going to ramp that up through lash cluster sales, and then starting to train people, because I was charging $600 to train people. After I brought your material, I was making $400. So I'm like, okay, if I can train one person a month, sell a few lashes online, and keep my my handful of clients that I have, it's rolling in. We not forgetting, we still got big money 9 to 5. All right, so then boom. Child, I started a car business. I did it. I said, you know what? In order for you to finally walk away from this 9 to 5, you got to go big, or you got to go home. Baby, home is where I was going to be, because it did not work out. I had started a luxury car business, and I had 10 vehicles, and I put them all on Turo. I had a business partner at the time, my man. And yeah, business partner did not do what they said they were going to do. Cars were getting stolen. People didn't care about your stuff. They're wrecking and vandalizing it. So I had 10 luxury cars in that business. So that was the biggest step that I took. And so that was supposed to generate me, between my lash business and then having someone oversee the vehicles while I'm at my 9 to 5. I was supposed to generate anywhere between 11 to 15,000 a month was what I was going for at that time. This was 2 years ago at that time. And that was an epic feel. Like I said, I had 2 Teslas in my fleet. The weather was not cooperating with having Teslas on the East Coast, so they were dying. Somebody ran over a pothole on the Tesla, and the alignment went out, and then it was a 3-month hold for it to get repaired. The people in the hood, somebody stole one of the cars. It just was going on and on and on and on, and it was a show. And so I never was able to walk away from my 9 to 5 like I had planned on doing. So now where are we? And I said all that to say that initially I was doing these small things, trying to generate enough income to where I could really just let the 9 to 5 job go. So then I'm like, okay, Jasmine, doesn't seem like this is going to be realistic for you right now. This car business with your credit and everything has really set you back. So thankfully, you never left your job. You need to stay where you are, and you need to capitalize on that, or at least try to be happy in your 9 to 5 and do something that can generate you income, but it not be like, I gotta, live off of this. I need the car business, the cleaning business, the lash business, that type of deal. So that's where pivoting from finance come. I wanted to get into something that at least made me, more flexible with my daughter. It made me happy, and I could just really focus on, my hobby, which is content creation and fashion and beauty, high paying 9 to 5, tend to my child, and then have, another income that's like not stressful, but is coming in. So that's when I decided to pivot and was looking to pivot, and I was getting tired of banking, and it was just like, and now we're let go. Now we're unemployed. Now we're 33, turning 34, without a job. At home, sitting on the floor, talking to the camera. You, me, us, no one's home. Because everyone else has something to do. That's why they're not home, but they're working. I'm not. Whoa. Okay. So, life of unemployed Jasmine, y'all. Nobody talks about all the things that you can try. I was recently seeing this thing on TikTok, and they were like, you can do it all in your 20s, lose it all at 29, start over at 32, thrive at 40. Baby, I was trying to set it up that by 43, to doing the thing. But, that's still 9 years from now. I still could be doing the thing. Now, what are some positives, you guys? Hey, lots of experience. Now, don't get it twisted. Like I said, the lash business was doing well. So was the cleaning business. They were doing well. And I was a top #1 person to rent cars from. Good ratings, baby. 4.8 out of 5. You typed in cars in Baltimore, my name came up. My company was at the top. And plus, I had so many. You name it, I had the SUVs, I had the sports, I had the tech, I had the little compact cars. I had 10 of them. I was rocking and rolling. And so was everybody else that was taking the cars too. Anywho, what are we going to do now? We're going to be positive. And you're going to put some jobs out there. I think that once you have already started so many avenues of entrepreneurship, it's still in you. It's really just about what's going to click. I really do feel like the next thing that I'm going to do is going to click. Content has actually been doing well. It takes long. Content takes long. Any business, they say, from a financial standpoint, it takes 3 to 5 years before you're like, it's happening. And so October will be a year that I've been doing this. And I've already, I met the first threshold with YouTube. A year of consistency now. Consistently posting every single day and not just posting once a week. Like the first time I did it, I was posting once a week. But it has gone well. I've had people ask me to come to their restaurants to review their food. I've had people wanting to send me free things. I've had owners come out and want to introduce themselves just from me. I've had people tell me, so I've had someone want to give me free facials. I had a free facial, and I've had an owner at a restaurant come out and was like, hey, please, here's my card, give me a call. I want to talk about what you're doing in the community and how my restaurant can really help with that. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've had about 6 viral videos, mini viral. And I say mini viral, meaning that these videos got over 50,000 views, which is a lot for someone who has under 2,000 followers. And so I've been consistently posting. I've tried out different time frames. And sometimes things do well, sometimes things don't. I average about 8,000 views a week on TikTok, 8,000 a week. But that's because I post 6 times a day. So you can do the math, right? If you post 6 times a day and your videos are only getting 300, then you're getting 12 to 1500 views a week, and then that 1200 to 1500 times 4 is 6000. Then you have the rotation of the other videos that's probably still being viewed as they sit longer. So yeah, I average about 8,000 views a week on TikTok, and I'm nowhere near where I want to be on there. So that takes a little more time. So I'm learning how to do YouTube and take this camera with me. I'm actually thinking about, like I said, going back to my stability, because I do travel every month, and I do have savings goals, and I have a daughter. But yeah, nobody talks about how you try different things, and when you try to pivot, how it really is just like, it can be devastating. It can be scary. It can be overwhelming. It can be definitely a lesson learned. But here we are. So you are now getting the Diaries of Jasmine, the Diaries of Unemployment Jasmine. Never in a million years what I would have thought. Chabu. Twice in a year? It's crazy. So, whatever. I've just been shopping and cooking dinner and at that hot yoga class at 10:30, because I can be there at 10:30 in the morning, right? But I just want to let you guys know and connect with you guys. I would love to hear from women in their 30s that tried different things, had a career, tried to change it. They thought they wanted to do something, but that didn't work out. And what actually happened, with that. I would love to hear that. But outside of that, I'm going to show you guys my outfit, and that's going to be the vlog. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I hope that I'm able to connect and make some people laugh. And I just want to hear from all the women in their 30s that had to pivot or pivoting, and how that's going. So thank you for listening to me chat for 22 minutes. I'm going to show you my outfit at the end, and I love you so much. I really do. All right, so this is the outfit that I got from H&M for $34. The headscarf was $10. The shirt was $6.99, and then these jeans were $20. I'm wearing a size 12. I paired it with some Fashion Nova sunglasses and some accessories, and yeah. So this is my way of starting to really get back cute, cozy, comfortable. I'm gonna grab a bag, start racking up on some belts, and just make my life so much easier. And my Pumas have like a little blue in them as well. So yeah, $34 H&M, because they're having their 70% off sale.